Hare Krishna, welcoming all of our Facebook Live viewers, all of our viewers over YouTube Live. Welcome to this session of Sri Gitamrita. We have covered till chapter 3 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, and today we will start with chapter 4. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 4 entitled Transcendental Knowledge. Today we will read from texts 1 through 10. So text 1. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Imam Vivashvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam Vivashvan Manave Praha Manor Ikshvakave Bravit. The Blessed Lord said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivashwan, and Vivashwan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku. Text 2. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakale neha mahata yoganashta parantapa. The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in due course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. Text 3. Sa evayam mayatedya yoga prokta puratanaha bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hi etad uttamam. That very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend. Therefore, you can understand the transcendental mystery of this science. Text 4. Arjuna Vacha Aparam Bhavatu Janma Param Janma Vivashvataha Katham Etad Vijaniyam Tvam Adau Proktavaniti. Arjuna said, the sun god Vivashwan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed this science to him? Text 5. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam veta parantapa. The Blessed Lord said, many, many births both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot, O subduer of the enemy. Text 6. Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi san prakritim swam adhisthaya swam sambhavami atma mayaya. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all sentient beings, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Text 7. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious principles, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Text 8. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya ch dushkritam dharma samstharpanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In order to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I advent myself millennium after millennium. Text 9. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Text 10. Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmaya mamupashritaha bahavo jnana tapasa bhutamadbhavamagataha. Being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in me, and taking refuge in me. Many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attained transcendental love for me. Om Agyanatimirandhasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swaminiti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaura Katha Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarine Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangur langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurung Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So, we have started chapter 4 today, Transcendental Knowledge. These first 10 verses are very important verses, extremely important verses. So we have completed chapter 3 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Today we are embarking on the chapter 4 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is. And here in this, the first verse that we read, Krishna is establishing the authority of the Bhagavad Gita. That why should Arjuna listen to what Krishna is saying? You see, whenever we want to we want to get ourselves enrolled in any university, or we want to enroll our children in any university, the first thing that we inquire is that which board of education is this university affiliated with? What is the bona fide, nature of this kind of university? That's the first thing we inquire. What is the kind of students who are coming out of this university? What is the kind of credibility that this university has? So Krishna here in this 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, he is establishing the credibility of the Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is saying, the blessed Lord said, Sri Krishna himself said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivashwan, and Vivashwan instructed it to Manu, and the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to his son Ikshvaku. So this is the history of the Bhagavad Gita, you know, how it is coming down from the line of the Rajarshis. So this is how Krishna is establishing the bona fide authority of the Bhagavad Gita. And then Krishna is saying in text 2 that this supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession. And the saintly kings understood it in this way, but in due course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. So Krishna is accepting the fact that, it was, coming down through the disciplic succession, but somewhere down the line got broken because the parampara chain was broken. There was no one to pass it down, or the ones who took it somehow did not deliver the message as it is. So this, therefore, it appears to be lost, and therefore Krishna is saying that in the third verse, therefore, I am now speaking. Krishna is saying that therefore, that very science of the ancient relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you. I am telling you the same science. Why? Bhakto sime sakha cheti. That because you're not only my devotee, but you're also my dearmost friend. And because you can understand, because you're my friend, you have faith in me, you trust me. Therefore, you can understand the transcendental mystery of this science, Krishna is saying. So it is up to us how much kind of, many people can say this example Srila Prabhupada gave, that, how can we have faith? That these are the exact words that Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita. What is the proof? What is the proof? So the proof of the pudding is in the eating. When we go and when we are ready to embark on a journey, say we are going from one place to another, say for example, from New York to Delhi. If we have a flight from New York to Delhi, we pack our bags, we come to the airport, we check in our bags, we check in ourselves, we get our boarding pass, we go through the security check, and then we finally, when our turn comes, we finally board the flight. Do we really see who is actually flying the flight? The pilot? We sometimes don't even get to see the pilot. But we step into the flight because we have some faith in the airlines, that this airline is in the hands of a very worthy person. That first step that we are taking to come inside the airplane, we are having that initial faith that yes, many people are going, so even I can go. And this is a reputed airline, so it must be in the hands of a worthy person. So if I have that faith, then I will very easily reach my destination. Delhi airport, I am there. But similarly, when we are approaching spiritual knowledge, when we see that there are people around us who have achieved perfection through the following of this kind of process, and we are seeing that it is, having good credibility, that this is the kind of parampara system that it was received by. This is spoken directly by Krishna to Arjuna. Then we can have some faith that, okay, people who have actually boarded the flight, even previously, they all had a safe landing. So if I board this flight, even I will have a safe landing. And then when we actually have a safe landing, at that time, our faith is 100%. So we may not start our journey with 100% faith. It's okay. We may have just 1% faith. That, okay, yeah, previous people who have gone on this flight, this flight is not meant to crash. This flight, takes people carefully. They are safe. So many people are going, so I will also be safe. So with that 1% faith, we embark on the journey. But then finally, when we reach our destination, that 1% builds up to 100%. And even on the way, When the flight is, going nicely, our faith is still building. From 1%, it goes on building to 50%, to 60%, 70%. Then when we finally land, we are at 100%. So that is similarly in spiritual journey too. Spiritual journey, we may start with our faith of 1%. 1% faith if we start with. 1% Shraddha. Let's just have that 1%. That yes, whatever is said in this Bhagavad Gita has to be from a bona fide authority. That is the kind of faith we have. Okay, it is coming down from, our seniors. It is coming down from a bona fide source of authority. So that is the kind of faith that we have. And once we start following the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita in our day-to-day life, then we see that it is very easy that, whatever is said in the Bhagavad Gita, that is coming to pass. That is, actually, we are able to experience this kind of truth because Srila Prabhupada, he says in the Bhagavad Gita, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada said in these verses, in text 1 actually, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada quotes that the Bhagavad Gita is not a speculative treatise for the insignificant mundane scholar, but it is a standard book of knowledge coming down from time immemorial. And Srila Prabhupada quotes the Mahabharata, the Shanti Parva, where he says that we can trace out the history of the Gita as follows. And Srila Prabhupada says that in the beginning of the Treta Yuga, in Mahabharata, this is said, that in the beginning of the Treta Yuga, this science of the relationship with the Supreme was delivered by Vivashwan to Manu. Manu, being the father of mankind, gave it to his son, Maharaj Ikshvaku, the king of this earth planet, and therefore of the Raghu dynasty in which Lord Ramachandra appeared. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita existed in the human society from the time of Maharaj Ikshvaku. So before even Lord Ramachandra appeared, Lord Ramachandra is the descendant of Maharaj Ikshvaku and the Raghu dynasty. So from the time of Maharaj Ikshvaku, this Bhagavad Gita is there in the human society. In fact, from the time of Manu, who is the father of the mankind. So this is how Srila Prabhupada is establishing the authority and the bona fide nature of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So then, text 4, Arjuna. A doubt can arise in all of our minds, and Arjuna, being able to understand that the doubts that can arise in the conditioned minds of the living entity, he's asking this question toward Krishna. He's saying, my dear Krishna, Arjuna said, the sun god Vivashwan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed this science to him? Very logical question. Arjuna and Krishna are the same age. So Arjuna is saying, you are the same age as me, and this Vivashwan, he has existed even before. So how am I to understand that what you're telling me is the truth? How can I understand this, O Krishna? So this is a doubt that can come in anyone's mind. So Arjuna, being all of our representative, is presenting this doubt to Krishna. And Krishna responds in text 5, and Krishna says that many, many births, both you and I have passed, my dear Arjuna, but I can remember all of them, but you cannot. So here, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that Krishna actually talks about the birth date of Arjuna. This verse says, Janmani tava Charjuna, that Arjuna appeared on 4th June, Charjuna. That's not what it is. That's not the birthday of Arjuna. This is Cha Arjuna, Cha means also, and Arjuna. So Bahuni me Vyatitani Janmani tava Charjuna means that, my dear Arjuna, you and I both have gone through many, 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 many births. You don't remember them, but I do. I remember each and every one of them. So this is what Krishna is establishing. And Srila Prabhupada, he says that, this is confirmed by Lord Brahma in the Brahma Samhita itself, where Lord Brahma is saying, in text 33 of the Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma is glorifying Krishna as the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, who has unlimited forms, who expands in unlimited forms, and he's the oldest and the person always appearing as fresh youth. And he's the eternal Lord, understood by the best of the Vedic scholars. So Lord Brahma is speaking in this way. Advaitam achyutamanadim anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayauvanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhaktaho Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Tamaham Bhajami. That the Lord has many, 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 many incarnations. Again it says even Ramadi Murti Shukalani Amena Tishtan. नानावतार मकरोद्भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्ण स्वयं समभवत् परमां पुमान्य गोविंदमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि. That Krishna, he has many, many incarnations as Rama, Nrsimha, and many sub-incarnations. But Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he also comes personally. Like here, he has come personally. So this is the authority of Krishna. This is the way that Krishna is establishing that this is not the first time Krishna is coming. So when Krishna came before, he has instructed this, given this instruction to the sun god Vivashvan. And then text 6, Krishna goes on to explain that although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all sentient beings, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. So this is what Krishna is saying, that I come every time, every millennium I come, but you do not remember them, O Arjuna, because you are a living entity. You do not remember them, but I do. I am the Supreme Lord. I am, I know everything. Ajo Pisan. I am unborn. And I come every millennium after millennium. And then Krishna says, for what reason he comes? What is the purpose of Krishna's coming? Why does Krishna come? Krishna is saying here in text 7, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. That whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious principles and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. So that's when Krishna comes, that when there is a decline in religious principles and a rise of irreligion, at that time Krishna comes to establish the balance. And Krishna goes on to say, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. So Krishna says that yes, I do appear when the universal balance needs to be reestablished. I come at that time. But my main purpose of my coming is not just to establish that balance or to kill the miscreants. My first purpose of my coming is paritranaya sadhuna, to deliver the pious. Paritranaya sadhunam, to give pleasure to my devotees and to deliver the pious souls. I come. And then because I'm coming anyways, I sometimes get itching in my hands to fight with demons in the spiritual world in Golok Vrindavan. There's nobody to fight with me. Nobody wants to fight with me. Everybody is very satisfied just serving me. So sometimes I also get some itching in my hands. So to satisfy my itching, I come and fight with these demons. So therefore, vinashaya cha dushkrita. So paritranaya sadhunam is my original purpose, is my first purpose, to give pleasure to my devotees, to protect them, to help them, to give them an insight into the leelas, to give them an insight into the leelas, show them trailers of what is actually happening in the spiritual world, to attract the living entities back home, back to Godhead. That is my main purpose of sadhunam. And then, by the way, I'm coming, so I may also, fulfill my desire of fighting. paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam, and therefore I establish dharma samstharpanarthaya. Therefore I establish dharma back again. And sambhavami yuge yuge. Therefore I come millennium after millennium after millennium. I appear. So this is what Krishna is saying. He is establishing himself as the direct Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then Krishna says one more very, very important point in text 9. Very important point. Krishna says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mameti so Arjuna. That one who knows the nature of my appearance and activities does not upon leaving the body take his birth again in this material world, but attains to my abode, O Krishna. O Arjuna, sorry. So this is what Krishna is assuring, that in this way Krishna is saying to Arjuna and to all of us that the appearance of Krishna, that Krishna is just not some superhero character. That how, mundane philosophers, they portray Krishna as just a very superhero with supernatural powers. No, that's not who Krishna is. Krishna is transcendental. Janma karma cha me divyam. He is transcendental. Otherwise, who appears in the four-handed form of Lord Vishnu? When we come out of our mother's womb, we come out crying. We are covered in stool, urine, blood, pus, everything. We are filthily, dirtily covered. That's how a baby is born. How did Krishna appear? Krishna appeared in this most beautiful form of four-handed Lord Narayan. He was wearing, golden crown on his head. He had hair which was flowing like black clouds. His eyes were like lotus petals. His smiling face was like a totally bloomed autumn, lotus flower. He had beautiful, slender neck. His neck had 3 lines like a conch shell. And he had beautiful Vajayanti garland that was decorating his beautiful chest. And he had wonderful pearl necklaces. And he had the Kaustubhamani on his chest. He had this mark of Srivatsa on his chest. His beautiful 4 arms was carrying a Shankha Chakra Gada Padma in all his 4 hands. He was dressed in yellow silk garments. And Krishna's lotus feet, Lord Vishnu's lotus feet, was so tender, so delicate. It appeared reddish. And he was decorated so beautifully with different ornaments on all different parts of his body. That's the way Krishna appeared. So does any normal child appear in that way? No. Krishna then assumed the form of the baby child Krishna. He took the form, he manifested as the baby Krishna. That is the potency of Krishna. That is the supremacy of Krishna. That is what makes him the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If anyone claims to be God, we should ask them, show us your 4-handed form. Show us your form which is indestructible. Show us your original form as the 2-handed form of Sri Govinda, who is the Adi Purusha. Govindam Adi Purusham. Tamaham Bhajami. If you can show that form, then of course, I will do your aradhana, I will do your worship. But this is what is the distinguishing factor among all pseudo-gods, a superhero in Krishna. This is the distinction, that Krishna is transcendental. Otherwise, how could a baby, a little tiny baby, the kind of, super, transcendental acts that Krishna did, no ordinary baby can do all that. Killing of Putana, killing of the Trinavarta demon, killing of the cart demon Shakatasura. How was he able to do all this? And he killed them so effortlessly. Effortlessly he killed them. That is the supremacy of Krishna. That Krishna is God all the time. Srila Prabhupada one time was challenged, after Srila Prabhupada gave a class in Melbourne, Australia, at a university. One of the young students raised their hand and said, "Oh, Very nice class, Swamiji. So I choose to be God. I choose to be God. So Prabhupada said, oh, you choose to be God? No, my God is powerful. And that boy said, well, I choose to be the all-powerful God. And Srila Prabhupada, those devotees who sit nearby Prabhupada, when Prabhupada would get angry, it is said that his lower lip would quiver, it would shiver. So Prabhupada was really angry. Someone was claiming to be God. Srila Prabhupada said, oh, well, I choose to kick on your face with my shoes. Can you stop me? Prabhupada asked this question to that boy. And that boy was taken aback and he said, give me some time. I'll get back to you. The boy's response was this. And then Srila Prabhupada said, well, my God is powerful all the time. My God doesn't need to think to respond. My God is powerful all the time. So then immediately Srila Prabhupada, he was like this ferocious lion ready to pounce on this boy. Immediately Srila Prabhupada transformed into a beautiful, soft, delicate rose. And Srila Prabhupada said, please, please, do not waste your time like this. Try to be godly. Don't try to be God. You see, becoming God is not a career option. Like children, when they want to grow up, they have many ambitions. That, oh, I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. I want to be an architect. Oh, by the way, I want to be God. God is not a career option. Becoming God is not a career option. If you're not God now, you're never God. If you are God, then you're God all the time. It's not that you can become God after certain processes. No, we can never become God. God is not a career option. So we must be clear on these basic informations, this basic kind of knowledge we need to have, that what is the difference between God and being godly? That we are meant to be subservient to God. We are part and parcel of God. Just like the ocean and a drop of the ocean. Qualitatively, both the drop and the ocean is the same. But quantitatively, there's huge difference. That is our position. That we are that drop of this ocean. We are H2O. We have salty nature. Even if you put a drop of seawater in our mouth, we get the salty taste. It is, by nature, it is H2O. But it is not the ocean. The ocean is also salty. The ocean is also H2O. But it is the ocean. So that is God, and we are that drop of God. We are part and parcel of God. That is our eternal nature. That is our eternal constitutional position, that we are part and parcel of Krishna. So we should be very, very clear in this kind of understanding, in our basics of our spiritual understanding. Just like when we want to study mathematics, you see, my father used to always tell me that get your basics right. Get your basics right. That if you have your basics right, then, any kind of bigger problem we get, if you just remember those basic, the golden formulas, if you remember, then we will be able to do and solve any kind of problems. No problem with that. So similarly, these are the basics of our spiritual life. That we need to know that what makes Krishna the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is what makes him Supreme Personality of Godhead. Once we understand this in completeness, then our lives are successful. Neti mameti sorjana. Then we will, no punarjanma. No punarjanma. That is guarantee of Krishna. That once we give up this body, tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti. There'll be no punarjanma. That is the assurance of Krishna. But there is a condition that, yes, there'll be no punarjanma, given the condition that we understand that Krishna's janma and his karma, all of that is transcendental. That Krishna is transcendental, completely transcendental. Then there is this guarantee. So the last verse that we read today is text 10, being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me. Many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they attained transcendental love for me. So Krishna here talks about three gateways to hell. Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha. Bhaya, Krodha, and Raga. So Raga, Bhaya, and Krodha. So that is attachment, fear, and anger. So these are the three gateways to hell, it is said. That if we can become free from these three things, then we can actually take shelter in Krishna by becoming completely absorbed in Krishna. And how do we take shelter of Krishna? How? Krishna says, yes, you take shelter of me. Here he's saying, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me means taking shelter in me. How? How do we take shelter in Krishna? The example is given like, how did the Brajbasis take shelter of Krishna? How did they do it? Anytime anything would happen, they would run to Krishna. Krishna, help us. Krishna, save us. Please save us. Help us, Krishna. They would be attacked by any demons, they would run to Krishna. If Indra is pouring down rains, they will run to Krishna. If they're attacked by devastating forest fire, they will run to Krishna. If their cow is about to give birth to a calf, they will run to Krishna. That is the nature of the Brajbasis. That is the nature of pure devotees. That for everything, they actually come to Krishna. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kamo udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param. That whether we have akama, we have, all kinds of desires, or sarvakama, whether we have, all kinds of, akama means no desires, sarvakama, all kinds of desires, or if we have moksha kama, or if we desire liberation, whatever desires we may have, let us just try to run to Krishna. Run to Krishna for anything. Just like when the child is in any kind of danger, the child always runs to the mother. That please, please, ma, help me, help me, help me. And the mother just lovingly embraces the child in her love and then protects the child. So anything that happens to us, we need to run to Krishna. In all circumstances, we just run to Krishna. And then that is how do we run to Krishna? By Tivrena Bhakti Yogena, by engaging in devotional service. And how do we engage in devotional service? By chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because that is the Yuga Dharma of this age. That is the way that we can take shelter of Krishna in this age of Kali Yuga. Because Kali Yuga Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. That in Kali Yuga, Krishna has appeared in the form of the holy names. So that is Krishna. So that is how we seek shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, by sincerely chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Once we chant these holy names in the loving association of devotees, then that way, and we engage in some kind of service in the association of devotees, some devotional service. That is the way we seek shelter. We take refuge in Krishna. Krishna says, Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyajimam namaskuru. That become my devotee. How we can become his devotee? By offering obeisances to him, by doing what Krishna has said. So how to surrender to Krishna, sarvadharman parityaja, how to do that? That has been taught to us by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By practically demonstrating to us that how grihe thako bone thako sada hori bole dako. That always chant the names of Hari. Always chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is how we can take shelter of Krishna. That this is how we can actually please Krishna, so that we can attain transcendental love for Krishna, Krishna Prem. So with this, we end our session today. If there's any questions, comments, or reflections, we can take that now. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON Vartaman Guru Vrinda ki jai. So if there's any questions, please type in the comments, either in the YouTube or on Facebook. Um, I'm just trying to see if there's any questions on Facebook. Mm, Thank you all so much for your beautiful comments. We are really grateful to all of you for joining in and giving us your valuable association. I see no questions in Facebook. I'm just going to check the YouTube. Okay, there's no questions. Again, thank you all for your online association and for all of your comments. It really encourages us to keep going on in some service to all of you. We request all of you humbly, very humbly, that please like this video on YouTube and subscribe to this channel so that this video can also reach many, many others. So please try and help us. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON Vartaman Guru Vrinda ki jai. Jai Nitai Gaur Sitanath Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.